Welcome and good evening, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Hello. Hopefully everyone can hear me online as well as in the room today. I know it's a bit strange for me to be here opening tonight's event with a dual role, I suppose, as current State Council Southern Campuses President, but also as one of the candidates. But I'm here with my Southern Campuses President hat on right now. And would just like to deliver a quick acknowledgement of country. I'd like to acknowledge that we're meeting today on many lands of First Nations peoples, from the Gadigal and Wongal people of the Eora Nation up in Rozelle, Sydney, through to Padaway in Burnie, on Cradle Coast, Kanamaluka in Launceston, Nipaluna, Hobart, and Kriwa, Sandy Bay, where we are here tonight. And I'd like to acknowledge and pay my respects to all First Nations people and custodians. However, would like to note that I am tragically not able to pay my respects to the Muwinina people of Kriwa and Nipaluna, as there are no surviving Muwinina today due to the ongoing impacts of colonisation. Would like to recognise their custodianship of land for time immemorial. We at TUSA, we've celebrated our 125th birthday this year, as most of you will know, yeah. And 125 years of advocacy, of sharing stories with one another. That's an incredibly special celebration. But I would also like to acknowledge that Aboriginals, Indigenous and First Nations people of Australia have been fighting for justice and for reconciliation for even longer than 125 years, for time immemorial, and would like to acknowledge that we at TUSA are continuing to step forward in our pathways towards truth-telling and treaty, to quote the title of the report done by Emeritus Professor Kate Warner and Tim McCormack recently, and acknowledge that TUSA as an organisation have stepped forward and decided that we're financially committing this year, moving into next, towards a reconciliation action plan with Reconciliation Australia, and look forward to continuing in that pathway towards truth-telling and treaty. Anyway, thank you so much. And so this always was and always will be Aboriginal land. Sovereignty was never ceded. Thank you so much. I'll pass over to Shauna now next, I believe.
So fellow TUSA colleagues, our students and our friends at the University of Tasmania, welcome and thank you for joining us today on one of our most special nights of the year. Welcome to the State Council Elections Night, which is where we'll announce the students that have been chosen by the students to represent you in 2025. So as Jack warmly introduced me, my name is Shauna Lee Ward and I have the honour of being the General Manager of TUSA. It's the best job I've ever had. So TUSA is a student-led collective and it's dedicated to two core principles. It's all about student leadership and student community. So whenever a decision is being made, wherever it's being made, we seek to have a student at the table. So I'd like to start this evening by offering my sincere thanks to the 2024 State Council, who worked so hard to represent you all over the last year. Over 2024, we've seen our State Council deliver amazing achievements. So under the Universities Accord and alongside our allies at the NUS, we've looked at implementation of the National Student Ombudsman and National Student Charter, alongside a national action plan on gender-based violence in higher education. We've looked at the revision and review of the HECS Help Load Indexation. We've looked at the announcement of a national racism survey. And we've seen our key asks around guaranteed funding for student-led organisations now drafted in legislation. And now paid placements are on the brink of implementation, and a groundbreaking step that truly recognise the value of student time. At UTAS, some of our State Council key achievements this year have included our campaign on gender-based violence, leading to an independent audit and now a university action plan on addressing gender-based violence. Our SAF is for Students campaign, resulting in the first funding increase for TUSA since the implementation of SAF back in 2012. And it's now leading to a soon-to-be legislated allocation of 40%. We've seen the expanded uni hopper service in the south and a trial program now being implemented in the north. We've expanded our representation of students with the creation of our equity committee and 7 equity office bearer roles. We've campaigned and been successful in the removal of the university's usage of Turnitin AI detection. We've supported the university students through emergency housing support. We've campaigned and been successful in funding to support food security through our campaign in opening our food hub and our food education program, which will be expanding onto more campuses next year. And we've recently had an announcement of student representation on the University Strategy Investment Committee. So throughout that time, our State Council has showcased the ability to have nuanced and respectful voices on social and political issues, and to provide our students with a voice and represent them in the broader community. To the 2024 State Council, I thank you. My thanks to Mark, Katie, Shanu, Jack, Libby, Laura, Angus and Matthew, who have all been wonderfully led by our outgoing president, Liam McLaren. Thank you for your service to TUSA and to the student community. You have made an impact. Over the last couple of months, I've had the opportunity to meet with most of the nominees for tonight's announcement for the 2025 State Council, and to witness the strength of capabilities of those who've stepped up to the plate through the process. To those who put their name forward, I thank you and I congratulate you on a campaign well done. Alongside the introduction of a new role of General Secretary, we saw 23 candidates nominate this year, representing a 30% increase against the 16 candidates last year. For me, this demonstrates renewed interest in student representation, which gives me great confidence about the future. The TUSA team have worked really hard to support the candidates through promotion of the elections, and I'm pleased to advise that we've experienced an 18% increase in voter turnout this year. We've had 1,459 votes, which represents 5.1% of the student population. Believe it or not, this is a solid result. Most student unions report around 4% nationally, so I'm pretty proud of that. I offer my thanks to Eloise, Michelle, and to the events team who've supported the election process now for many months. So all of this work culminates in tonight. So before we launch into the announcement, I'd like to really warmly welcome our TUSA Chair, Danny Sutton.
Thanks, Shauna-Lee. Thanks. Thanks, everyone. I too would like to acknowledge the First Nations lands on which we meet today and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. My name's Danny Sutton. I'm the Independent Chair of the Board at TUSA, and I've had nearly 2 years in the role now, so I've got to say I'm learning every day still, and just blown away by the work that TUSA does in the community in which they operate. And I think it's such a credit to the management staff, the SRC, the people that contribute to that effort, it really makes a difference, and you can see it. In terms of the board, I think the focus for us in the last year has really been around thinking about what the future looks like. We've seen a lot of change in the policy sense nationally with accords and other things occurring. But I think there's three things that have been at the heart of TUSA, and I think the board holds very dear. The first one is student-led. You know, as Shauna Lee's outlined, having a student voice is critical to understanding the perspectives, the views, the motivations, the ambitions of students. And I think it's a real commitment that we need to continue to make about making sure that voice is present and it's influential. And I've got to say, in the last year, it just seems to be getting louder. So it's great to see. The two other things are focusing on what we do in terms of, does what we do improve student experiences in the world in which they operate, in the community they're in, and certainly their time with the university. But also, are we supporting them to achieve the outcomes that they want to achieve in their lives? So it's not just about academic, it's about growth, it's about being the person they want to be. So from my point of view, they're the three really important things that the board continues to focus on, learn about, and I think endeavours to improve year on year. Today's a really important day. It's kind of like passing the baton in a relay, isn't it? It's amazing. It seems like yesterday that we were having this event last year. Time flies. But in doing so, I think it's really important that we do recognise the amazing work of the SRC, the office bearers, and the team that get behind the advocacy for students in TUSA and UTAS. I know in the board's work as well, we really value the fact that we've had student voices, not only sitting in the board, but sitting in our committees as well. So KT and Matthew have been contributors in that work. And it's been really important that people like Mark and others who've been able to be in those rooms have given us their views and felt open and available to do that. So to everyone who's made the decision to stand for offices today, I just want to say thank you. I think it takes some ambition, it takes a degree of commitment, but it also takes a high degree of courage, I think, to put yourself forward. So in doing that, I just want to recognise that it's so important that we do have people come forward, and to thank you for the fact that you've taken that courageous step. In doing so, not everyone can win every election, but it's really important that we continue to sponsor, develop and grow people so they feel comfortable in doing so. So again, thank you for those that have put yourself forward. It's really important. So in welcoming the new SRC and TUSA today, I think it's important that we do recognise some of the important people who have contributed over the last year. And as I said, the SRC, the office bearers have been really important. But I would certainly like to thank in particular Lem for your amazing work over the last 2 years. You know, Liam and I started around the same time in a way, didn't we, Liam? And I think the learning curve is ongoing. But what I've really seen in Liam is a person that's been so diligent about this role. He turns up, he reads everything, he contributes. And I think the confidence he's gained now and the ability, I think, to influence has been really profound in terms of how we work with the university and how we work in the community. And then two things that really struck me in that, Liam, that I think really reshaped TUSA to a degree. One was, you know, particularly with the new Labor government coming in, you could see there was going to be some policy change in the tertiary space. And I remember Liam rang me and he said, look, the NUS president is coming down. I'd like you to meet him. And we sat down upstairs, didn't we, Liam, and had this fantastic chat about what was the ambition of students nationally? How did we fit in? And at that stage, we weren't affiliated. And through Liam's leadership in sponsoring and bringing that voice in, And now being in a position where we're a part of the NUS, we're affiliated and part of those national discussions, I think it's profoundly allowed us to enter into those conversations when previously we weren't there. So that takes a bit of foresight, it takes leadership, and Liam, I think it's been a pivotal thing in the last year or so that we've been able to make that change. And also for the staff and others, you know, the wonderful things they're doing out there with the community, the UTAS community. And if you're in this space too, the amazing work they've done in sponsoring things that are making a difference in people's lives. And the food hub profoundly affects people's ability to do what they do. It gives them the support in the basics of life, which are critical when you want to apply yourself to things. And I think the fact that not only we've been able to bring these ideas forward, we've been able to get them on the ground is a real credit to TUSA and the work that they do. So thank you, Liam, for the amazing work you've done. Certainly, I've learned a lot from you, I think, too, as we've gone through the last year, and really wish you well in the future as you move on to life outside TUSA. So in closing and getting on with the important part of the night, just want to again say thank you to TUSA, the amazing management, Shauna Lee, Renee, and all the staff for their really undeniable ambition for the organisation and what they want it to be, and also for turning up every day to be a part of the things that are important for students' lives. So we don't often get a chance to say thank you, but I think it's so important that we do. So thank you very much and good luck in the vote tonight.
Being the theatrical person that I am, I do have Oscar-style envelopes. Let us begin. In the role of president. We have one uncontested nominee, Jack Oates Pryor. Elected in count 1, Jack Oates Pryor.
I'll just say a quick thank you to everyone involved in the elections period, from the TUSA team through to all candidates, and in particular your uni or TUSA team, for all their hard work and support of each other and of me during this time. And a massive thank you to the current State Council team for an amazing opportunity and year. And particularly, of course, to Liam for your mentorship and guidance this year. You're an inspiration and an aspiration, right? And really look forward to another amazing year ahead, working with an awesome student leadership team in being kind to people and bold against systems. Looking forward to it. Thank you.
So moving into a slightly more contested space. Now, just flagging that we will put the full results up on the walls after the announcements so that you can see in detail what the counts look like. So for the position of General Secretary, we have Belle Smith and Lucian Beattie. And our inaugural Gen Sec for TUSA in 2025, elected in count 1, Belle Smith.
I'll keep it nice and short and sweet. Big thank you to the whole Your Uni, Your TUSA team. It's been a really fun time. It's been a lot of work, but I'm really excited to take this into the new year. Big thanks to Liam and Jack. We finally got me here. It's been a little while in the making, but let's do this and let's see what happens. So thanks, guys.
So our next role is Equity President. We have two outstanding candidates for the role. Our nominees are Mark Warrington and Renee Zollner. And our 2025 State Council Equity President elected in Count 1, Mark Warrington.
Thanks very much for everyone who voted, and thanks very much to everyone who made the election machine possible. Fantastic. Thank you very much to the team of the Your Uni, Your TUSA ticket. I do have to say thank you to particularly to Belle. Amazing work done there, so thank you. And also, of course, I have to add to the chorus line and say thank you, Liam, for your direction and tutelage in making this happen. Thank you.
So moving into our two education roles. These ones were hotly contested. So our first one, Education President Undergraduate. We had three nominees for the role: Imran Khan, Siska Bulens, and Vanessa. And our 2025 undergraduate education president will be Siska.
Everyone. I'm going to sound quite similar to Mark, I think. I would mainly like to thank the Your Uni, Your TUSA ticket, especially Belle and Jack, for your hard work in the campaign. And thanks everyone for voting as well. Thank you.
Another hotly contested role, Education President Postgraduate. We had four nominees for this role, which was fantastic: Nimesh Kumar, Sam Campbell, Yepe Vanderlee, and Anya Yi. And our 2025 postgraduate education president is Nimesh.
So that was a great experience campaigning with my team, Your Uni, Your TUSA. And I would like to thank Jack, first of all, because when the elections were called upon, I wasn't even thinking about it. But Jack brought me forward, invited me in to contest as a ticket. And I would also like to thank my entire ticket for fabulous work we've done and for everyone who voted me in. Thank you.
And I do encourage everyone to have a look at the voting, particularly this one. It was hotly contested. Okay, moving on to our Southern Campus President. And this year we had three nominees. The first one, Ruby Fox, Matt Holbrook, and Oscar Bodsley. And our 2025 Southern Campus President elected in Count 1 is Ruby Fox. Yeah.
Big thanks again to the Your Uni, Your TUSA team and the TUSA team. Couldn't have done it without all of you, and especially big shout out to Jack and Belle.
You guys have been amazing leaders in this, and I can't wait to follow you throughout the rest of next year too.
So we're moving up north now to our Northern Campus President, and I believe we've got some nominees on Zoom. So we had 3 nominees for this role: Anya Yagi, Hannah Batak, and Hannah Poor and Terence Batak. Apologies. Our 2025 Northern Campus President in count 1 is Hannah Poor.
Say something. Yeah, she's here with us.
I think Hannah was with us earlier, but unfortunately we've dropped out.
Can you hear me?
I look forward to bringing Hannah into the team and welcoming her.
Hey, I'm here.
Just speak.
Moving on to Cradle Coast. We had an uncontested seat on the Cradle Coast. We're really fortunate because Angus just joined our team quite recently and put his hand up for the long run, and we're very fortunate that he has done so. And with that, I can announce that he will be our 2025 Cradle Coast Campus President.
Hi everyone. Greetings from the Cradle Coast. Yeah, I'm stoked for this result. Glad to see people like me enough not to vote against me. I'm sure there were a few though. Yeah, just a brief thanks to the TUSA team, Alec, for suggesting I take up the role, Alec Lamont, in the first place. So big thank you to Alec again for his support while I've been getting to know everything. Shauna Lee, you as well. Liam, for your great support and work throughout the year. It's been exciting, and I've learned a lot watching you do your thing already. So and also your TUSA team, and Jack for asking me to be on the ticket, and Annabelle for her great work with all the media and posters and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so thank you, I appreciate it. Sorry I couldn't be there tonight. I've got a bit of FOMO, but yeah, hope you guys have a good night.
And so our final vote is for our NUS delegates. We've already spoken a lot tonight about what an important role they have for us in standing up on the national stage. And we're very fortunate to have 16 nominees for 6 positions on the NUS. There we are. So just quickly, we had nominees from Anya, Ash, Belle, Kieran, Imran, Jack, Jacob, Liam, Lucian, Mark, Matt, Millie, Oscar, Renee, Sam, and Vanessa. Our 6 NUS delegates. On count 2, Leah McLaren. On count 4, Millie Myers. On count 8, Jack Oates Pryor. On count 13, Vanessa Yap. On count 13, Belle Smith. And finally, on count 16, Renee Zollner. So that concludes the formalities.
Hannah is online now.
Hannah's online. Let's meet Hannah.
Hi everyone.
Let's do it again.
Hi everyone, thank you so much. I'm truly honored to stand here as your Northern Campus President. The campaign was not just about me, it was about all of us and what we believe the student life should be. So thank you all. Let's continue this journey. And I want to thank all my friends who are here today and supported me. And yeah, thank you all. Let's get to work.
You need it?
Thank you much, Hannah. So that concludes the formal part. As I said, we'll pop up all of the detailed voting results on the wall. And for all of our nominees, we'll also email you your individual results so that you can have a look at that in your own time if you haven't already requested it. Sincerely, thank you. It takes courage. And it really embodies one of TUSA's key values, which is to be bold. And as an organisation, our other key student value is student-led, and that's what we're here today. We are bold and we are student-led, and I'm so grateful to all of you for either putting your hand up to represent your students or to be here and support your friends. Thank you so much, and I really look forward to seeing what we can achieve next year.